tired, but let's get started.
Yeah, we are gonna get started. No, I woke up like sickish. Like I was already getting sick yesterday. Like I was having like I had a really nasty head cold, and then it kind of turned into a chest congestion like later
Oh
in the day.
God.
Yeah, which that's the worst because if I don't take care of chest congestions really quickly, they will turn into bronchitis like over fucking night.
Mm-hmm.
And so like my wife before the car broke, my wife went to HEB and got me some like this like I don't know, it's like cold tea. It's got like a bunch of herbs and shit inside of it. And I've literally
I
been
bought it
drinking.
from the witch doctor.
Right, exactly. The witch doctor at HEB. But I've literally been drinking that with like honey and lemon in it like all day long, like nonstop, like just glass after glass. Like when I emptied one, I'd do the next one. And I'm honestly feeling like a fuck ton better. Like way like I was feeling like shit this morning. And I've had the baby home all day with me too. The chipmunk. And I've been pounding these fucking all day long. And I'm finally starting to feel like myself again, which is really, really fucking nice. So yeah. Been kind of quiet, been kind of crazy, been kind of wild.
Well,
But yeah.
that's life, and you don't sound terrible, so it
I don't
must be
now. And
working out.
I was on midweek hump last night, but I kept having to mute myself to cough and like blow my nose
Sorry.
and shit. Yeah, because I was like coughing and everything else. I was like, I was like muting myself, and then I was like, I have a roll of toilet paper out here on the desk, and I'm like just pulling pieces off and like blowing my fucking nose like nonstop last night.
Yeah,
And
I'm just
everything
fighting
else.
the Black Plague. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it freaking felt like. That's exactly what it freaking felt like. But yeah, after drinking this tea all freaking day long, like I guess God knows what he's doing when we put certain herbs in the ground. So it
Mm.
definitely seemed to work. And this was the non-caffeinated one too. And like I just been pounding it all day and like watching stuff about like uh you know uh interviews with like Catholic priests about like their craziest exorcisms. And then like then I got into like there's a guy I really like, Wes I think it's like Wes Hoffman or something like that. But he was on Joe Rogan one time and I saw one of the clips, and so I ended up watching his whole podcast. And so like he's been like does a bunch of interviews. He's a biblical scholar. And so like
Ooh.
he's again he knows ancient Greek and ancient Hebrew really really well. And he's like really good about like all the dates. He can tell you like when the books of the Bible were written, and he's really good about like pushing back against all these arguments saying that the Bible's not real and it's all just made up and we can't trust
Well,
the translations and yada yada yada. And then he goes and just like devastates and destroys it all with like facts and figures.
so
And so it's
he's what they wanted to churn out of colleges, but the retards are the ones that colleges actually churn out.
right. But he's got like he calls himself an aspiring biblical scholar is what he calls himself. Cause you're always learning, you know what I mean? And no one's
Mm-hmm.
ever going to be an expert on, stuff like that. Not like no one's going to be like the definitive anything, cause there's always going to be opinions and stuff like that. But he just drops like facts and figures. And he kind of got famous because there was like this crazy, like, atheist that like basically just had like a bunch of made up points about things, but he said it confidently enough that people believed him.
Yeah,
And
I'm
yeah,
starting to learn that about people. It's just like, well, he's obviously lying. We've seen all the things of where he's lying. It's just you say it with all the confidence in the world, and it's
yeah.
just like, well, maybe he's not. Even though
Well,
maybe he didn't steal my wallet.
right. He said it very confidently that he didn't steal my wallet. But it's like, it's also one of those things too. It's like, people will take like grains of truth and then exploit it into something that it's not. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so that was some of the stuff I was watching him for today and this afternoon. I've just been watching that stuff all day long. It's been a very Christ-centric kind of day, which is never a bad thing, at all. But yeah, I am finally starting to feel better. So we should be able to do $5 Fridays tomorrow, even with the baby home, because she's being really good about like sleeping like 3 hours straight. Like you feed her, burp her, change her butt, feed her, burp her, and then she'll go back. She'll pass back out for like 3 hours. So we should be
Aw.
good to go for $5 Fridays tomorrow as well, until the wife gets home and can take her out, or can take her and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's been a rough couple of days. This is not. I hate being sick. Like it's one of the worst things in the world. And And I just can't stand it. But it's like, that's one of those things. It's like, I have to take care of these chest congestions or they will turn into bronchitis. Cause I had like
Yeah,
asthma as a kid
and
and
you don't
shit.
got time to be sick, so.
No, I don't. So like I was able to get some videos put out yesterday and stuff like that. I wasn't able to get anything put out today, but like at least I was able to like, I don't know, I was able to rest and I should be good to go again for tomorrow. So my algorithm might hate me a little bit for a little while, but at least one day off with no
Well,
videos is a lot better than a couple of days off with
it's
nothing.
a relatively like kind of slow thing where it's just like a whole bunch of be like, Snow White sucks, Velvet sucks, people are still fucking up.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to as well. And it's like I didn't miss too terribly much the last couple of days, but it's one of those things. It's like, I like yesterday I was recording a video and I was no bullshit. I was holding a cough in towards the end of the video so I didn't have to edit it out and cough at the end of the fucking video. And like as soon as I was done, I coughed so fucking hard I threw up.
God damn, nerd. Nerd.
I had to get content. I had to get videos. I had to put the news out. I had to get videos out.
Extra the content.
That's right. It's all hail the evil demonic algorithm and the things we have to do to please it.
You're a slave to the algorithm.
Right.
Admit it.
I brought this up. Like I think I brought this up on Doctor Who or something like that, or I brought it up before too. But like one of my daughter's friends came over and she was like, oh, that's so cool that you do YouTube. And I was like, yeah, you think that until you got to do it. She's like, I work 65 hours a week. She's like, you don't just get to work when you want to. I'm like, no, that is not how this works at all.
Honey bunch of oats. That's called a hobby.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're doing it as a hobby, sure. Yeah, no. I have to put out, a lot of times like last week, I think we put stuff out like 7 days a week. So yeah, it was pretty wild, but yeah. Feeling quite a bit chipper this evening than I certainly was for the rest of today. So I think that tea really did make a world of difference. Thank the Lord for that. So
that's good. I'm gonna go over and go back to my junk's place tomorrow because I saw some really good junk. But I had questions of whether or not where the fuck would I put this. This is really nice junk.
And that's always the problem when going and doing that stuff. Eventually, you do run out of space.
So I went over and I'm leaving it to the fates. If those three things are still at the place, when I go back tomorrow, I'm picking them up.
There you go. Hell yeah, that'll be dope.
I'll have to throw something away or something.
That's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to get rid of stuff if you want new stuff. That's why that's what we made the kids do. Get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. Made them get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. All right, boys and girls, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And we have an intro song. I wasn't able to make a video for it. I ran out of time yesterday.
Oh, no.
Wasn't feeling good, but we do have a song. We have a theme song for Thursday nights, boys and girls,
It's
brought to us by the beautiful, wonderful Sunkermaiden. It is good. Yeah, let the chat judge. Your opinion sucks on everything because you hate everything you create. You hate every picture you take. Like, don't even start that shit with us. Don't even start.
Bastard child, what you're about to hear. Bastard, I tell you.
All right, boys and girls, welcome to another wonderful edition of Is It Good? Tonight is the end of Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Check the lights, it's showtime now. Crowd is buzzing, hear the sound. Is it gold or just a lie? Worth a watch or pass it by? Critics talking loud and clear. Do they praise or spread the fear? Film a flop, we wanna know. Cut the bull, come join the show. Is it good as nerds we say? Will it shine or fade away? Sinking ships might pull you in. Do we lose or can we win? Scenes are rolling moment by. Answers hidden in the sky. Join the crowd and take a peek. In the common view we seek. Is it good as nerds we say? Will it shine or fade away? Sinking ships might pull you in. Do we lose or can we win? Eyes on stage and hearts on sleeve. Wondering what we'll achieve. Is it worth the precious time? In the common view we'll climb. passing by, answers hidden in the sky. Join the crowd and take a peek in the common view we seek. Eyes on stage and hearts on sleeve, wondering what we'll achieve. Is it worth the precious time? In the common view we'll climb. Eyes on stage and hearts on sleeve, wondering what we will climb.
It's not good. It can be tuned up a bit. It fucks up a bit towards the end. Or in the middle, right before the end. You're muted.
Boy, oh, that's probably why this didn't work either.
Hello.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is Show Super the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things through a common sense lens. And welcome to another edition of When Is It Good, ladies and gentlemen, Cyberpunk Edgerunners edition. And tonight is the end, ladies and gentlemen. We have episode 9 and 10. Obviously, Daredevil Born Again will be starting next week, and that's what we'll be reviewing next Thursday. But for tonight, it is the end of an absolutely epic journey with David Martinez and the rest of his crew out there. And ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be tears, there's going to be death, there's going to be gore, there's going to be fire. We're talking mass hysteria, cats and dogs living together. And because it is the cyberpunk universe out there, you either go out a legend or fade away, ladies and gentlemen. So it is going to be a wild ride this evening. I am super excited about it. I cannot wait to watch Sunker cry like a really big baby. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to be wonderful. So don't miss a thing. Share it with all your friends. Tell everybody out there what you're going on and what we've got going down tonight. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it. So smash that like button if you haven't already, just like you'd like to smash our dear sweet Sunkermaiden. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing pretty okay. It's been a while since I had to listen to that song again, and I want to fix it. But I am looking forward to go over and seeing how this thing ends. You can't make me cry.
Okay. Yeah, she sips some more wine. Yeah, trust me. We'll have her in tears by the end of the night. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful. But yes, boys and girls, that's what we've got going on tonight. I appreciate all of you guys showing up tonight. I do apologize if you guys missed a little the foreplay that we were doing before the show started with just a little screen up. I have been sick the last couple of days. The baby was home and some other things like that. But the wife finally officially went back to work full time today, and she got me some really nice tea last night at HEB. I've been chugging that like nobody's business tonight out of my wonderful Doctor Who TARDIS cup that is actually my son's, but this is what happens when you leave things in the cabinet, which is really cool because I didn't notice this until last night on the midweek hump, that this one disappears when it's cold and it reappears on Earth when it cools down too. So yeah, it's pretty neat. It's one of those heat resistant ones. So that's been pretty cool. So yeah, I've been chugging hot tea, lemon and honey all day long with maybe a little bit of whiskey in it. So yeah, it's been one of those days, but I'm feeling much better now. So we should be good to go tomorrow for $5 Fridays. And obviously for those of you who aren't aware, yeah, I officially have no running vehicles now. And there was no progress made on that today because I was sick. So we're going to try to see if we can fix the van on Saturday because I am all out of, we're broke because the wife's been off work for the last month. So cross your fingers and pray to God the tax return comes in on Monday. We'll see what happens. So yeah, so all of that kind of stuff. That's the only way we're going to be able to cover rent and get the vehicles fixed. So yeah, so check out all of that. I appreciate. So as always, that's just kind of a lead into the fact that direct donations, boys and girls, as always, will get you Dancing Baby or Dancing Sunker, whatever you want. You can put a word in there, all of that kind of stuff out there. I'll see if we can pin one of the ones.
Or if you don't want any dancing, just go over and say no dance, please, and then just help a nerd out.
That's right. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to not want something out of that. And if you don't say anything, you're going to get a Dancing Baby either way for a direct donation. So you'd have to specifically say that you didn't want anything. But yay, Anybody that wants to help out with all that kind of stuff, you will get that. Obviously, gifty subs, dancing sunkers, but direct donations, obviously, because of all the situations I've got going on right now, are the most appreciated. And that is pinned over there in the Rumble chat as a friendly reminder to all of our folks over there on YouTube. Please come and hang out over on Rumble because of YouTube's bots and all of that kind of crazy stuff that they've got with their unmanned detection systems that allegedly get manually reviewed at some point. We cannot watch and review things and actually properly use fair use. We have to do that exclusively over on Rumble. So we'll give you a little bit of information on what we thought about the last couple episodes, and then we will be going over to that as well. So Sunker, how much do you remember of the last episode? Do you remember all of it? Do you remember what's going on? Because David finally started to snap, right? The cyber psycho stuff. He's starting to shake. Hard. Yeah, he's got a little bit too much metal in him. He accidentally kind of lost it and killed that mom that was getting ready to get off work. And so now everybody's kind of freaking out over all of that kind of stuff. And everybody kind of tried to have a little bit of a coming to Jesus moment with him, but with David. And of course, kind of following the same path as Maine, kind of trying to blow it off and tell everybody that he's fine when everybody kind of knows that he's not. So it's one of them kind of situations with all of that. Really, really a lot of fun, a lot of great tension, a great build up to what we're going to get as in a finale this evening. So I really enjoy that. I've loved this series all the way from the beginning.
What we went over and saw from the last two episodes, we went over and saw David going into filling in Maine's shoes, and you do see that he does that to a very adequate degree. He's able to pull off jobs. He's the one now that gives the fucking newbies the gun. He's the man in charge. And you see Lucy also getting a little bit more dark and dire too, because she's the one that's covering for him and making sure no one realizes that he has the spinal implant. She's taking out any Edgerunners that get too close, any divers that stray too close, which gets her in trouble. Just as David is flying too close to the sun with his cyberware, Lucy flies too close to the sun, and while he's having conniption fits, she's now kidnapped! So
go ahead, Sunker.
We're gonna see what the fuck happens. Oh no, he left me. Well, that was it. And you saw that they were basically a couple. That they are living together, basically.
Sorry, children. But it's one of the. I mean, that's the other thing too. Yeah, like you said, Lucy's taking a lot of risks as well. It's one of them situations where she's basically trying to hide David from any of these people that are trying to track down information about him, or her for that matter. It's both. She's going after anybody that's getting too close to her information or David's. And we saw her go like full, like kind of Terminator and like literally fry somebody's brain in an alleyway because he was like, I'm going to be able to, you can hear him talking to like Arasaka or whoever the hell he's talking to on the phone where he's like, yeah, this isn't going to be a problem. I'm going to find him. I'm going to track him down, yada, yada. And then you see Lucy's eyes glow and he gets off the phone and his head just fucking pops and he collapses on the ground. It's like, yeah, no, I don't think you're gonna be telling anybody shit, dude.
That's my man. And two for it up, it's a three-eye boy who went over and helped betray Lucy and get her kidnapped. And Kiwi was the one who went over and ratted out Lucy and set up the trap.
Yep. Kiwi has shown her true colors and she's not as loyal to David and the rest of the crew as everybody was hoping she was. And that's coming off the person too, that Kiwi was the one that was like, hey, I didn't think you were going to be able to handle this. I wasn't sure you were going to be able to lead the crew. And she's like, you've really blown me away, and you do see a little bit of conflict with her. Like whatever Three Eyes got on her, we're not entirely sure, but like, it's one of them situations where you do see like she's conflicted about what she's doing, but she still does it anyway. So it doesn't matter if you feel bad about the sin, you still went through it and did it. You know what I mean?
You betrayed your friends.
Exactly. So we'll see if there's any repentance for her or not, but it's one of them situations where, yeah, she is pulling some shady stuff. And then of course I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember her name right now. But a homeboy's little sister.
I almost want to say Rebecca.
Yes, Rebecca.
Oh,
Rebecca.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, it's Rebecca. Yeah, good old Rebecca. She's out there. She's got a big old lovey-dovey puppy crush on David, and she's like she's also kind of like trying to like, kind of cover for him. And, she's really concerned about him. She's like, David, you okay? And of course he's blowing her off just like he's trying to blow off everybody else. So we're starting to see the evolution of Rebecca and kind of her coming into her own as well, which is really nice to see as well. Cause she was just kind of like the little kid sister there for a little while who was crazy and off her rocker and was like willing to shoot the fuck out of absolutely everybody. You know what I mean? And now she's kind of, she's not as one-dimensional now. You've got like some nice character growth. There's a little more depth to her. You see the reason why she's very infatuated with David and why, because he's being this strong leader that nobody was really sure if he was going to be able to pull off. Mm-hmm. And, and they do a really great job of the evolution with him of that, where, you see his, he's bulked up now that Maine's gone. Not only does he have Maine's arms, but he's jacked, right? He's fucking huge now.
I do like they do the big body, little head syndrome that Dave's got going on.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm big and super strong, but my head is so little compared to my shoulders.
Yeah, I don't think it's too terribly bad, but of course Sunker'd be the critical asshole that would bring some shit up like that and pick on somebody's appearance because that's just the way she is. But yeah, and by the way, love your steampunk goggles. Thank you. The ancestor to Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I couldn't get into the I didn't have enough Cyberpunk stuff, so I went steampunk instead. I am a hack.
Yeah, I was one of those things. I was actually like, I was kind of like, I wish I'd had a Cyberpunk shirt, like a Cyberpunk Edgerunners shirt, like for this episode specifically. And I was kind of like digging through my closet, trying to see if I could find anything. And then I found my Laughs in DD214 one. And I was like, well, after playing Cyberpunk 2077, like a lot of those guys are like, veterans of the war. And they talk about that all the time because I finished 2 of the endings on that now. I finished the Pan Am ending and I finished the Arasaka ending. I'm going to do the Johnny ending on Saturday night. Because I'm not anal enough to go back and try to get the quote unquote perfect ending, whatever the hell that is. The Pan ending was great.
But I think there's only the 3 you work with. You take Johnny's path, you take the Panan path, or you
go
hook up with Arasaka.
Somebody in my chat mentioned something about a secret ending if you did certain things. I don't know. They called it like the perfect ending. I'm not sure if they might have just been trolling me. I have no idea. I haven't looked it up because I don't want any spoilers, so I haven't looked it up. But
there isn't any. Like, I'll look that up for you while you play the opener, but I don't think there's there's a secret ending.
Well, I don't know, maybe so. But either way, before we get into the opener and we give all of our little YouTube friends a tease, because we actually can't play the whole song because the actual video clips the song doesn't get us in trouble. It's the video clip that the intro is part of that kind of gets us in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, so you got knocked on that.
Yeah, I got a little knocked on that. But we're going to say hi to all you fabulous folks out there in the chat. First off, we've got this eccentric, another one of our fine channel subscribers over there on Rumble, with some B's in the chat. First in tonight on Rumble, Jim Bone, another one of our fine channel subscribers. Everybody looking good in red over there on Rumble. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then let's see. Let's try to get down to where we've got. Yeah, this eccentric Madhouse Retro says, "Where are my beautiful people?" We're right here. And then we got Fladius Assfire over on the YouTube side as well. Good to see you over there, Jim Bone. And of course, Jim Bone's dropping the link. Friendly reminder: jump over to Rumble, join us if you want to watch the show. This is an excellent. Trust me, you're gonna see. Like I said, it's gonna be horror. It's gonna be bloodshed. It's gonna be tears. You're not gonna want to miss this. It's absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So appreciate for dropping that link, Jim Bone. And now we can put Madhouse Retro on the screen. There we go. There's my beautiful people. Eggs Tarlina 27. What's up, darling? Hey. I am good. I've been drinking the hot tea all day. Eggs Tarlina is always trying to look out for me. She's always making sure I'm okay. She's a sweetheart. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, we're doing good. I've been chugging this tea all day long, and I do feel significantly better. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Eggs Tarlina. There's this eccentric. Now I can put him over here. There we go. There we go, buddy. Madhouse says Jesse's good at pounding all day long. He has 23 kids. Well, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. I'm just like the little engine that could. I just keep on chugging along. Just when you think I'm done, nope, I'm going to get back up that hill. Animation Overload says, hail all. Hail Animation. Good to see you, buddy, over on the YouTube side. Everybody smash that like button too, whatever platform you're on, by all means, because we do like these. That's why we kind of do a little bit of a review in the beginning. We would like to see the YouTube stuff kind of go out there, maybe get a little traction. And since it's the only thing I put out today, maybe it actually will. But this is a review, so that's why we talk about some of the stuff that's happened in the last episodes and everything else. So yeah. And yes, Jim Bone, we're on Kick now. There we go. There we go. Hey, there's Animation Overload over on Rumble as well. And I see Judd Draco over on Kick. Good to see you, buddy. You and your stream are doing great. Thank you, Judd Draco. Appreciate you, buddy. I see you and Jimbone over there on Kick. Can't highlight your guys' chat, but I see you. I always see you. How's everybody doing? Much better now. Much better now. I appreciate that, Animation Overload. Good to see you guys. And yes, Madhouse Retro says go check out the Common Nerd merch. Thank you for that, Madhouse. Thank you very much for that, buddy. I like the thumbnail. I do, but I miss people's real faces. I feel you, Madhouse. I feel you on that one, buddy. I feel you on that one.
A lot of Madhouse spam.
Yeah, see, and there you go. Madhouse is like, see, yeah, good intro. Sunker, shut up and accept the compliment. Exactly.
It runs a little bit too long, and it could get a little bit more better form, but I don't know how to work with Suno enough to go over and edit.
Yeah. You got to talk to Mr. Grant Gregory. He's really good about all that stuff, which, by the way, boys and girls, don't miss Doctor Who on Sunday nights because we have a full 1 minute clip of Sunker making out with a lizard man. So you guys are not going to want to miss that. I have watched that. It is horrifying. It is hilarious. It is song. Dude, he did. There's a song for it too, and it is. Mr. Grant Gregory is an absolute legend when it comes to knocking stuff out with AI. It is. You guys are all going to be horrified. Some of you may be a little turned on. I don't know. I'm not going to judge. No kink shaming around here, but yeah, it's pretty wild. It's going to be pretty wild.
It was horrific when I first watched it. I don't think on second watching it's going to get any less terrible.
Well, we only saw one of the clips on Sunday night. There is 3. There is 3 that
we
Grant
saw
made.
The full. We saw the whole.
Did we watch the full minute? Did we watch the full minute one? Oh, okay.
We watched the full one. Yeah, then you could just see me like, ah!
Yeah, it's horrifying. So we're gonna play it again on Doctor Who. And I mean, if somebody wants to send me $100 tonight on a direct donation, I'll play it again. I'll play it tonight as well.
No.
But yeah, so it's pretty horrifying. It's not gonna lie, it's pretty horrifying.
It's horrifying, but fuck, if you guys want to see it today.
Like I said, I got a couple of broke cars I need to get fixed. So by all means, help a brother out. And rent's due next week. There we go. What the fuck just happened to my chat? Emotes be broke. Oh no, Madhouse Retro. That's weird. Yeah, there we go, Jimbo. We'll give some update on the cars. Why no nerd dance? Because nobody wants to see me dance. You would much rather watch Sunker bounce around the screen than me. Let's be completely and totally honest about that. I would rather see that. If you don't dance, then he's no friend of mine. There you go, Madhouse. Because he can dance if he wants to. He can leave his friends behind. Because your friends don't dance. If they don't dance, then they're no friends of mine. Yeah. Shout out to fucking David Bowie. What an absolute legend. Wasn't that one Bowie? I think that one was Bowie. I can't remember anymore. I remember watching that. Yeah, reviewed by YouTube. Yeah, right. No responses to the fair use claims submitted, even though they said within 30 days. Yeah. Well, if the company that claimed it doesn't respond in 30 days, they will automatically remove YouTube's supposed to automatically remove the copyright claim. Is how it's supposed to work.
But if they don't like you, then
right. Yeah, no shit. Tim Hayes, our very first channel member, says, "Hey, Jesse, how you doing?" Yes, how I'm doing. I'm doing much better, Tim. I have been drinking this crazy herbal tea, it's going out of style today. I've been chugging it, and I surprisingly feel a whole hell of a lot better. A whole hell of a lot better.
Everyone mother henning you is like, "Are you okay? Do you need some soup?"
Well, because everybody knows, I'm out here for 4 hours a day, live streaming, you know what I mean? So it's one of those, it's if I'm I gotta, and I've been out here blowing my nose and hacking up a lung before. That's what I was doing Monday. I got I had a cough in the middle of some of my videos, and I had to hold one in, and I sounded really weird towards the end of the video because I was holding this cough back the entire time.
It'll all work out.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck you, Disney.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's and then credits roll. So everybody knows I got to be down pretty hard to not be out here. So yeah, everybody knows that. Lizard Maiden, that's right. Animation Overload, Lizard Maiden. I love it. I love it. John Lithgow is official new Dumbledore. Yep, I put that video out the other day. No, not David Bowie. Safety Dance was another guy. Oh, this is Tim Hayes. I don't know what that is. Lizard Maiden sounds like the large queen after Cabald's. Huh? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Maiden. His large queen after the Cobalt. Queen of the Cobalts.
Queen of the Cobalts. Oh, Cobalts. That's what I wasn't seeing. There you go. Men Without Hats, says Tim Hayes. That's what it was. Thank you, Tim Hayes. Thank you very much for that. All right, boys and girls. Like I said, join us over there on Rumble if you would be so kind. We're going to give you a little bit of the sick-ass intro song, which is absolutely. Yeah, there you go. Madhouse Retro. Safety is Men Without Hats. There you go. So there you go. let's get into this one because this is wonderful, and I'm excited to get into this, boys and girls. And I still got my tea here ready to go. Got some ice freezing, so it'll be a good time. It'll be.
And is that we started going over and seeing how there is some tech that's catching up. He isn't there's some it's not quite as fast as his super spine thing, but there is some tech that's able to like kind of start to keep up with him as things grow and progress.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And and I'll have to look. One of these days, I'll need to get like some side. Like I said, I need to talk to. I probably I can just text message him on. I can just message him on Twitter because he follow. We used to stream together late at night every once in a while. But I need to reach out to. I'm having a brain fart now. Comics Division. I need to reach out to Comics Division and see like what kind of good cyberpunk books are out there from that universe that I could read. Because one of the things I'm kind of curious about, that's right, Animation Overload, fuck it, we'll do it live. One of the things I'm kind of curious about is like,
goddamn thing sucks.
Yeah, they've only made it to the moon, right? You've got all of this other crazy tech on the ground and like people's body parts and everything else. And it's like, they've only made it to the moon. And it's like, that's like, kind of weird to me, and there might be reasons for it inside of the cyberpunk universe. I have no idea, but it's like you've got all of this crazy advanced tech that you can put inside of people's bodies, but for some reason the farthest you've made it is the moon. I don't know, it seems kind of weird.
Well, say what you want about Razor Fist, he did kind of go over and hit on why cyberpunk, and a lot of punk stuff makes sense. Post-apocalyptic punk, it's showing a decay. It doesn't matter how advanced you get, there's always that decay that stops progression. That's why it, like, for in some regards 2077 doesn't quite match up very well with 2020, because with 2020 it was ridiculous where you had to carry around giant keyboards in order to run around and then jack in with your keyboard and you're typing around. Like, everything was much more big and bulky because it was like from the 80s.
Yeah,
it was using the 80s future aesthetic. So it kind of helps that they only got to the moon and they don't have a lot other things going on, even though they are much more adept.
Yeah, that's a good point. Might ask says biocybernetics would be pretty easy even in today's time. It's mostly world moral standards that keep us from having this level of cybernetics. Look at the advancement of proteotics. Well, and it's one of those things, like, I know they do the problem. I know the big problem that they've had with advancing that stuff too far, because you've got like, you can get like the little RFID chips in like your hand and stuff like that. And you like open up your doors and you can have your credit card information on it and stuff like that. The problem that comes in when you start to get much bigger than that kind of stuff, it's just like transplants. It's just like organ transplants. You have rejection issues, right? Because your body's immune system is meant to look at that kind of stuff and go, that's a foreign body. We need to destroy that. Some people that's why they'll use like dead people's tendons and stuff like that inside of people's bodies and things like that, because it'll work a little bit better. Because that's why they have to use they used to use like steel, but you have to use like titanium or something like that now inside of people's bodies because it's less likely to corrode. You know what I mean? When you're replacing people's body parts on the inside and stuff like that. So I don't know, prosthetics. Yeah, prosthetics.
That's one of those situations. What I was wondering, like probiotics or protetics. Wait a minute.
Yeah. I meant prosthetics. But yeah, I think that's one of the things that's kind of like that kind of has a little bit of something to do with it, at least in our modern era. Like, we're gonna make it to Mars before we have cyberpunk. You know what I mean? Like, we legitimately are. Although they might come kind of close to each other if Elon can get his little Neuralink thing worked out.
That'll be a bad day. I appreciate him for a lot of things. Don't let that dog off the chain.
Well, the problem is his goal is to make it to where people that are completely and totally paralyzed can walk again. You know what I mean? But we also know but the other thing about it is, it's just like AI. If you don't do it, somebody else is going to, because that cat, whatchamacallit's out of the bottle. I can't remember what it is. The genie's out of the bottle, the cat's out of the bag, right? There's nothing you can do about it now. Now it's basically just an arms race, and make sure and pray to God that whoever ends up winning that arms race has a moral fiber inside of them and is concerned with humanity and how it can benefit humanity versus how it can benefit us and the elites and the world the WEF and World Economic Forum and those kind of fuckers.
Well, Elon, his end goal is to go over and digitize personalities. Like, that's actually his end goal. He wants to do that. It's just he has a lot of nice humanitarian things around it, and that's actually why I can't trash him too much. He is just a weirdo, but what do you expect? So, it's like, I will always point out that he's a weirdo, but he is what he is, and he's actually the only one that's that shows a thing on us that this fucking weirdo is the one who's actually helping to fix the country compared to all the other people.
Well, and what Madhouse here is talking about is just China created a bioengineered tissue that can copy the natural cells and stop the rejection of foreign bodies. For like heart transplants and other things, and it's that have a high rejection rate. And so that's one of the other things. Is like that's why they've been trying to like advance the 3D printing stuff with like stem cells and things like that, because the goal with that is usually they use your own stem cells and they print you a new body part. Right? They build it from the ground up using stem cells, and then there would be zero chance of rejection because they're essentially just cloning your heart. You know, there's printing you a heart that's just like the one you've got, except now it's in perfect condition. You haven't abused it forever. So that's one of the things, but it's a little bit different when it comes to merging tech and the body. That's where things get a little bit more interesting. But yeah, animated. I'm just imagining a genie cat. I'm good with a genie cat. I'm good with a genie cat. All right, let's finish this.
Don't let that cat out of the bottle.
Too late now. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. For all of our YouTube friends, we appreciate you. Join us over on Rumble. Catch us on the replay. If you missed it on the first go around, if you missed it live, it'll be a great time. All this stuff will be permanently over there on Rumble. But until YouTube understands what fair use actually is, bye.